there, comic book friends. I'm Travis, and it's New Comic Book Day, or at least New Comic Book Day for me. And you're thinking, it's Wednesday. Of course, it's New Comic Book Day for everybody. Except, these are my comics from last week. 22 issues, it says. The odd thing is some of these books are actually this week's books. So, I actually had some of this week's books sent to me last week. So, technically, if my books had gotten sent on time, it got sent the right way, I would have been reading Mr. Miracle last week, amongst some other things. So, I don't know. I don't know how that happens or whatever. But anyway, I finally got my books. 22 issues that I'm going to have to power through because it's Wednesday. And then Friday, hopefully, fingers crossed, I will have my 9-ish books that are coming in the order this week. And then it's going to be a massive comic book roundtable because I'm going to talk about every one of these damn books. Maybe not. Anyway, apologize up front if I cough a whole bunch. For whatever reason, the illness that I had gotten over with, everything was hunky-dory, has suddenly come back. I don't know what's up with that. Normally not this kind of sick. I don't know. Frustrating. But I will be here at Comic Book Roundtable. Even if I am sicker than sick, I will come on and I will be chugging NyQuil or whatever, but I will be here. Anyway, let's talk about these books because I got a lot of them and you won't want to sit through all of them. Like I said, 22 issues this week. Let's start right out with this small little pile. Don't know why I just dropped down there. Righty, first up we have a Black Bolt, issue number 9. Great cover of Captain America there. I'm really looking forward. Let me see Black Bolt there screaming into the reflection of him screaming at Captain America. Don't know if Captain America's in this or not. I have no idea. One of their supposed legacy books. The Midnight King returns to Earth, so he's back on Earth. He was going to see Crusher's wife, the Absorbing Man's wife, Titana. So I'm really curious to see how that all plays out because she's a bit of a hothead herself, and how's he going to deliver this news when he can't even talk? How's he going to deliver this news of Crusher's death? So I'm very much looking forward to checking that out and seeing what that story is. This book has been an excellent book. Missing out if you're not reading it. Next up, we have Batman the White Knight. I wonder if I got 2 issues of this. I'm supposed to have 2 issues of it. Because, of course, I ordered one for the Disembodied Voices friend. Yep, looks like it. Don't know where the other one's at. But anyway, it's in here somewhere. Issue number 4 of 8. I don't know. I don't know what I think about this book. There's parts of it that I have qualms with, I guess. I love the art, and I'll be curious to see where the story goes. Some interesting aspects of Harley Quinn is in this that are fun. 2 versions of Harley Quinn. That's all well, cool and fine. But this book was kind of sold to us initially as being, look, Joker is going to turn over a new leaf. He's going to be this Napier, or however you say his name, and he's going to point out the evils of Batman and all the other vigilantes that roam Gotham, and he's going to be the upstanding man. Well, right away, he's already using basically supervillain tactics. He's just not crazy and laughing a whole bunch, but he's still he's still doing the same stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. Something about that, I guess, bugs me in some sense. Ooh. Watch out for the tape that's on the bags. Okay, what do we have up next? Next we have, Mr. Miracle, issue number 6, which of course just came out, like I said, came out this week, but here I have it already. Super, super stoked to be reading this. This is like the mid-break. I think we actually get a hiatus. The book doesn't come back for a month or two. The artist, Mitch Jarrett's, of course, new father, and so they allowed him to take a break by setting up kind of a break of sorts, I believe. Anyway, super pumped to be getting this. The book has been amazing up to this point, so very much excited about that. I think this is the variant cover. I think this is the Gerald's cover. Yeah, it says right there, variant cover, for those of us who can't read the numbers on the sides. Anyway, next up we have Justice League, issue number 36. Of course, I started picking this up because Priest is on it. I enjoy Wood's art. I don't know that I've been super excited by this story. Basically, the basic premise is maybe Batman's being pushed too hard, and the rest of the Justice League they're being pushed hard. They get into a situation that kind of gets out of control. Some people get hurt or killed. And now people are kind of looking at the Justice League as maybe being not as good a thing as what people think. So to some degree, it feels like a storyline we've approached before. Not this exact story, but this kind of an idea. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. I'm going to give it at least the rest of this arc and then decide, what the heck I want to do. But I haven't been blown away by it. It's just been okay. A book I'm super excited about. Hawkeye issue number 14. It's not what it looks like. It sure looks like she's getting all smoochy face with Cliff there. Or Clint, I mean. So that's Hawkeye and Hawkeye smooching it out. Which would be really weird and really awkward if that's really what happened. Anyway, this book is brilliant. Unfortunately, it's canceled. 4 more issues, I believe. You haven't been picking up in singles. You really should be picking up in trades. The best action sequences, the best comedy laid down in this book. Just all kind of seamless. And yes, very much good stuff. Next up, we have Detective Comics. Issue 972. More of the Fall of the Batman. Will she pull the trigger? Of course not. I don't know. Haven't been super excited by this arc. Really loved Detective Comics up until this. It's become way too Tim Drake centric, and I am not a Tim Drake fan. I don't know. At 2 books a month, Detective Comics is one of those comics I fairly well always pick up, but it's now walking the tightrope as to whether or not I'm gonna keep getting it. Just not digging that at all. Batman, issue number 38, The Origin of Bruce Wayne. Seriously? I don't know. And this cover, I guess, okay, it's a Tim Sales cover, but am I supposed to be excited by this? I don't really think it's that exciting of a cover. Anyway, we'll see what this is like, what this is about. Origin of Batman, oh boy. Book I'm super stoked to be reading. Paper Girls, issue number 19. I know this has got a kick-ass wraparound cover of this crashed robot there. It's really curious. There's the girls climbing out of the robot and oh shoot, I can't remember her name. KJ, I think is, and her future husband, who's this kind of goth guy. So yeah, I'm super stoked about checking that out and reading that. Should be lots of fun. Ragman, issue number 4. Letting go of what the original Ragman was. This has been kind of fun. Of course, I love the artwork. Miranda awesome artwork, so I enjoy it for that, if nothing else. So, it should be an entertaining read. 2 more issues of it left. Issue 4 now. Issue 18 of Red Hood and the Outlaws. Who dares resist? The Hive Queen. No idea what is up. Different artists on the book. Not Dexter Soy. So we'll see how that plays out. I can't remember if the last issue had a different artist on it. I think maybe it did. Anyway, check it out. Red Hood and the Outlaws has been some fun. So hopefully it continues to be fun. More of the Super Sons of Tomorrow. The next installment. This one is in Superman. Where it is... Savior is what he's calling himself now. It is future Tim Drake from some other dimension, and he feels like he needs to kill Connor Kent. No. John. Superboy needs to kill this dimension's Superboy to save the world in the future. Blah blah blah. I haven't been really excited by this character, this future version. It is a staple of the DC Comics, though, to do that sort of thing. So we'll see how this goes. The story's been consistent, at least, because Tomasi and Gleason have been telling it throughout all the issues. So that I like much better than forcing a writer to suddenly park their story and incorporate some other story that they're not actually part of. So do like that better. The next issue of Michael Crais, issue number 4. Have not been really enthused by this. Conway and Sekowitz cover there. But at any rate, we'll see what it is. Nothing nearly as good as the Wildstorm book. A lot of people I know who were reading it are not reading it now. But I'll keep checking it out for now. I'm at least going to give it the half. This says 12 on it, so I'm assuming it's going to go 12 issues. I'll at least give it to 6. And then probably be done with it unless something amazing happens with it, something changes, whatever the case may be. Okay, what do we got next? Gravediggers Union, issue number 3. Yes! I really dig this. Wes Craig art for like the covers, and you get an initial few pages that feel very reminiscent of like the beginning of 2001: A Space Odyssey, that sort of a thing, and then the rest of it by Toby Cypress, huge Toby Cypress fan. So lots of fun for me as far as that goes, and it's basically just bad evil stuff is taking over the world, and the Gravediggers Union have to suck it up and make some different choices as to how they go about fighting monsters. So, see how that plays out. Infinite Loop, issue number 3. Excuse me. Yeah, this just hasn't had the pizzazz that the first Infinite Loop stuff did. So this is Infinite Loop, nothing but the truth. It just doesn't have the pizzazz that the other thing did. It didn't have the adventure, the fresh facedness, that sort of thing. This seems very conventional. The dimension hopping doesn't seem to be that important. The anomalies right now don't seem to be that important either. And that was such an intricate part of the original story. They're really, other than our main character, not a whole lot matters that mattered before in some sense, it seems like. So maybe that'll all start to tie together. It's not like there aren't the anomalies there. They just don't have the same play that they had before. So, anyway, so we'll check that out and see what that ends up being like. Next up, we have a new Hellboy-esque type book. This is, Kochi, the Deathless. Don't know how you say that. Sorry. I'm sure someone's going to come on and tell me how to say it. So, you can check the comments out. At any rate, Mike Mignola, big deal for me. Ben Steinbeck. Ben Steinbeck used to rock most of the Baltimore comics. I loved his art when it was in it, so I'm excited to see him be doing this. No idea who this character is, really. But it's Hellboy stuff. I dig most of the Mignola universe type things, so I'll be checking out issue 1 of 6. Another one that has not been as good, Rasputin, Voice of the Dragon. This is issue number 3 of 5. It really has less to do with Rasputin, has more to do with the Professor, which is okay. Other than, like I said, and I've said the last 2 issues of this book, it feels like we're treading over stuff that we basically know. We're just getting some finer details, and I don't know if those finer details were important. So I'm hoping that by issue 3 we turn some of that around and make some other stuff going on there. I am hoping. There's my other Batman White Knight. Just my best friend. And excuse me here while I dab at my nose. And if I was professional, I'd edit that out. But, I'm not, and this is life. So, book I'm really looking forward to. Exit Stage Left, Snagglepuss Chronicles. Issue number 1. Written by the same guy who did the Flintstones. We all love the Flintstones. So, of course, I'm going to come back for this. Love the premise of it. Basically, Snagglepuss is a gay Southern playwright in the 1950s during the McCarthy era. So all that kind of stuff I'm interested in. I'm intrigued by the whole potential Truman Capote-esqueness of the whole kind of craziness of it all. So looking forward to all that. I hear it's a much heavier read than like Flintstones was. So I'll be curious to check it out and see what goes on there. Probably towards the top of my list of things to read for sure. Next up, we have The American Way, Those Above and Those Below, issue number 5. I think this is going to 8, I want to say. I don't know why I want to keep thinking this is not an ongoing. It doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Set in the early 70s, coming off the civil rights era, coming off of basically equivalent of Vietnam. We have these heroes. Some of them were actual heroes. Some of them were fake heroes at one point. And now they're trying to pick up their pieces of their lives and try to better America in one way or another. So interesting stuff. Got some good kind of politics of the time in the story, which is interesting. And just kind of curious to see where all it goes to. So for that. Next up, we have Barbarella, issue number 2. Not sure. This is cover B. Oh, Paul Pope. Yeah. I really, really liked the first issue of Barbarella. Written by Mike Carey, so he's taken the story seriously. It has the elements of Barbarella, but actually has more of a story than the Barbarella movie did. I haven't read any of the comics, so I wouldn't know how well the comics are. But at any rate, very much looking forward to it. Kenan Yarar, Yarar, does the artwork on it. Artwork really great for the story. So yeah, very much actually genuinely looking forward to this. Like I said, issue number 1 was a lot of fun. Then we have Birthright, issue number 29. It's awesome this book has gone this long. Great family portrait there. I just really love this book. Coming up on 30 issues of just a really fun, entertaining, fantasy kind of realm about a kid who gets kidnapped because they think he's the hero of this other dimension. He goes there, he grows up, he becomes a big old Mikey. He comes back to the Earth plane and is not acting right. Of course, he has to deal with his family. He's been gone for a year or something like that, but now he's an adult in kind of a thing. And all kinds of craziness are going on. He's in a comatose because he's been attacked, or is in link with the evil bad guy from the other dimension. And we'll see how that all plays out. Just lots and lots of good stuff in there. So very much looking forward to that. And of course, finally this week, Crosswinds, Bullets and Bracelets, issue number 6. Very much looking forward to this. Stuff's starting to really get heated up. Love both characters. Way more than I thought I would. And this whole kind of Freaky Friday swap around thing has been way more enjoyable than originally thought. I don't know what I think of the whole why they're swapped bodies. There's these immortal people who can swap people's bodies if they want to. These two kind of jilted him from getting on a plane so he could go see his dying loved one before they died. And so retribution-wise, he makes these people, swaps these two people's bodies, and they have to deal with it. That part of it, I don't know. But just the dynamics of these two and their situations, struggling, timid, abused housewife in the body of a hitman, and a hitman in that woman's body is just a lot of fun. Juniper and Chaz. So yeah, looking forward to reading this, surprisingly. So that is it. Got read these like crazy. I got like a day and a half of, well, I don't have a day and a half, but at any rate, gotta get those read so I can be on top of it when my other books come, hopefully on time. Knock on wood, I don't die somewhere between there and here with my illness. And I will see you Saturday for some comic book roundtable.